All right, you guys, welcome to almost the end of September. Today is September 29th. This is our Monday night team meeting. I'm so thankful you guys are here. Let's start with celebrating. Let's raise your hand if you have enrolled one person so far this month. Raise your hand. All right, Leanne, Doris, very good. Mandy, Marlia, Shannon, good job, good job, good job. Raise your hand if you've enrolled two people this month. All right, Doris, Deborah, Crystal, Sandy, Marlia, Patty. All right, Deborah, very good, very good. Um, Erica, is that your hand raising? You've enrolled two so far this month. She's driving, so yeah. Um, how about if you've enrolled three people so far this month? Anybody enrolled three people so far this month? Marlia, good job, good job, good job. All right, I am working on my third one right now. Okay. How many people, I'm going to lower some hands here. How many people have qualified for the quest? Raise your hand if you've got two with orders qualified for quest. Raise your hand.
I don't know yet.
All right. All right. There's two of us. Marlia, yeah. You seem kind of unsure about that.
I don't know what you're asking.
In order to
Sorry.
qualify for quest, you have to have had two people enrolled this month with orders.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, that's what my question was.
Oh,
How many people have qualified for quest? Yeah.
sorry. I didn't. I
That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. We're moving on. So you guys, you have until tomorrow, and actually you have until Wednesday at noon Mountain Time to get your orders in and to get people orders placed. So we're not done yet. Okay. I'm gonna get it done. All right, let me share my screen and we're gonna get going on this. All right. Um,
really.
okay, celebrating. Guys, we still have $1 memberships. Enroll 246 and get this. So some of us haven't got the two of them. Everybody knows this, right? We're still working for the skincare. How many people have started using some of these tools? I know Deborah has, and she talked this morning. Ellen has, Crystal has. Deborah, give them your little testimony about using Calendly.
I did all the stuff that Sandy told us to do, and I got on Calendly, and I do leads, and so this time I kind of rewrote my leads link and gave them the option of getting online and scheduling their own appointment at their convenience with me. And I sent 27 lead texts out, and 5 people scheduled an appointment.
That's really good. That's pretty darn amazing. Good job, good job.
Thank you.
All right. How many people have copied off this? This is what Deborah brought up and did the massive action, keeping track of their approaches. How many people are doing that? Okay, three, four of us, five of us. Here's the deal. This is on Business Builder Support and it's under featured. And the goal was to do 100 approaches before the end of our little section. So the end of November to get 100 approaches on. And I did what Deborah did. Deborah started at the bottom. I started at the top. And every time I do it, I write their little name in the box of who I'm approaching. I just keep it on my desk. Deborah started at the bottom. So she's working her way up. So
I have 61 left to go.
wow, very good. Very
Thank you.
good. I have more than that. I encourage you guys to print this and start keeping track of approaches, okay? Because we had agreed, there's many of us that agreed that we were going to make 100 approaches between now and the end of November. So we need to get working on that. So if you haven't filled out that tool, get that done. Remember, that's 10 approaches per week. That's the goal. All right, so let's get that done too. All right, there's a new challenge out here. Terry and I are on this challenge. Erica's on this challenge, and that is 300 Club. What is the 300 Club? We're going to make 300 dials in October. Who wants to join us with this? 300 dials. 300 dials. Now I'm gonna shrink my screen down here for a minute, and I'm gonna share a video that actually I gotta give this credit to Erica. Erica shared this with me, and it's about 300 dials. And there's a video from Jonathan Montgomery, and he talks about how he grew. I'm only gonna play a part of it though. John's made over 565 so far this month. Interesting.
That's 565 calls. That's not counting the text messages and voice clips.
Okay, are those calls for setting appointments or calls also?
No, those are calls for setting appointments.
Really? Okay. All right. So let's go over this real quick. Where is it? Hold on a second here, people. All right. So I'm going to shut down all these responses from stuff. I'm going to play this video. This is only going to play 10 minutes of it because he's going to talk about what he decided to do. And I actually took some notes of some of the things that he said. Okay. So hold on a second here. That I found kind of interesting. Come on, share sound.
Up your sleeves. We're locking arms. We're going to be best friends. We're never going to go a day without talking to each other. And if you want to do this, you can do this. You guys, I just jotted this down. Lynn and Tracy and I have talked 863 days in a row without ever missing a day. When I tell you that we locked arms, because again, Tracy was new and I was new, I had no idea what I was doing. And Lynn was she was our person. We locked arms and we struck a friendship that is just, it'll last a lifetime. And that's one of the things I love about Melaleuca is when you lock arms with somebody, they are there for you through it all. And Lynn and Tracy honestly have been. So we locked arms. The very next day I got up. I think it was a Saturday. I was ready to go. And I got my piece of paper out because Lynn said, you need to make a list and you need to put 50 names on the list. So I got the piece of paper out and I told my wife, because I thought she was going to do this business with me. She saw how motivated I was and she was like, you go do you, boo. You know, she loves Melaleuca and she loves what we do here. She is the most supportive person ever. But this was not her calling. And so I told her, I didn't know it wasn't her calling. I said, get your piece of paper out. You're going to write 50 names down on it. And she froze. She was like, I thought you were doing this business. I said, all right. And this is what I said. I said, babe, you're going to take the products and you go clean the house and I'll go make us $1 million. That was my line that I said. And she said, sounds like a deal to me. And so we got started. I made a list and that list kept growing and kept growing and kept growing. And the month of May, and my family even took a week-long vacation down to Panama City. I worked during that week, but does it really work? It's conversations. I made a list of 300 names and I thought to myself, let's see what I can do with this. You know, I always went back to, in my career, I went back to, I'm limited. There's a ceiling there. I can't work any harder and make any more. I was on salary. We were okay, but it was always the what ifs of life. What if the car breaks? What if the washing machine breaks? All the what ifs. And I didn't have answers for those. We could put it on a credit card and pay 28% interest, right? And pay it off in 6 months. We didn't have this huge savings. We're basically broke. We were living paycheck to paycheck. And so I saw this as a way to really get paid for my time and what I was worth. And so I made the list and I started going down the list. Y'all, I had no idea what I was doing. That's one of my other points. Just do it. Do it afraid and do it messy, but just do something. And so I remembered I would start making approaches, even though it was against Lynn's rules. She's like, me and Tracy, we're here for everything you tell us, all the approaches, all the follow-ups, and we'll help you tweak it. Nah, that's not my jam. I went ahead and just did what I thought I said, well, it was good enough for Tracy. It'd be good enough for me. And so I just started conversations. I started with my mom, called my mom. Hey, mom, because my mom's, some of you have moms like this. She's just your go-to. I was like, hey, have you ever heard of Melaleuca? She said, oh gosh, maybe 100 years ago. They can't still be around. I said, they're still around. They are? I said, yes, they are. And I said, me and Kimberly ordered a box from them. And I think you ought to too. I think, your hips always hurting and dad's knees are terrible. Y'all could probably use this collagen they just came out with. Why don't y'all get y'all a box and just try it? She said, okay, I think we will. I said, you will? And she came on and got a box. And then I called my brother because he's got 4 kids and I knew they were using bleach and, killing themselves with that. And so I said, y'all need a box. And it was just those real conversations that you have with your family. I love what my good friend Jen Saba says, don't make toothpaste weird. And I took that literally. Like, I'm here to talk about things that we're all using anyway. And so before our box came, we had enrolled 8 people. We had never tried a product from Melaleuca. No, a lot of people, they say, and maybe you're one of these and you're just getting started, and you say to yourself, well, I just want to try all the products. And that's cute. It really is. And I understand when people say that, like what they mean. But we have almost 500 products. So if you're going to try all the products, I'll see you in 10 years when you've gone through them all and then start sharing. I didn't feel that way. This is what the way that I felt. I knew Tracy for years before that. And I told my wife when we first got started, if she believes in this, then it has to be something good, because I knew her character and I trusted her. And so that matters. You guys, can people trust you? Who are you as a person? I knew Tracy and her family enough to know that if she was involved in this, it would be fantastic. And then the second thing was, I looked at this company at that time, 38 years, crazy, debt free, nuts. Who does that in this economy? Nobody but Melaleuca. They've never had an insurance claim on anyone being injured by any of their products ever. I just felt like I could trust this company. An A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. There was no question in my mind. So let me go talk to the people who are already going to Walmart. And in my brain, I remember going and sitting at Walmart in their parking lot and thinking, oh my gosh, all these people are shopping in there. And they could be shopping at Mel. It was just like this aha moment, when you really see this for what it is. It's just shopping and sharing. And so I got started. We enrolled our 8 people before our box ever came. And then let's talk a little bit about social media, because that's a big one. I built, I'd say 95% of my business on social media. I'm looking around going, okay, we need to let the world know what we're doing, but I don't want to be tacky and all of this stuff. And so I told my wife, I said, go grab all the toxic cleaning products. That was smart, right? I mean, go grab the Clorox and the Lysol and the Pine Sol, and let's all hold it together in our arms over the trash can for a photo shoot to let the world know that we're throwing away the toxins. I thought the point was really great in the picture. Now looking back, I'm like, that was probably not super smart. And so we held all of our toxic products over the trash can and took a picture. That was our very first ever Facebook thing. And we just said, we're done with the toxins. We're excited to have found a better way and excited to take this new journey. I'm just paraphrasing. And you guys, people came out of the woodwork. You don't have to let everybody on Facebook know everything. Trust me, society and me especially, we're nosy enough just to ask. And so we had some people start saying, what is that? What is this? What is that? And so we started talking. Fast forward the month of May. Again, I made a list of 300 people. Guess how many no's I got? 263 no's. 263 no's. Have you ever gotten 263 no's? Like, have you ever gone to the number 263? I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't easy, but I found out really quickly you got to remove the emotions away from the approach or from the answer. All we do here is we ask questions and we set appointments and we ask people, would they be open to taking a look at a different way to shop? My family, we've broken up with Walmart and Target. We're shopping over here now. Same dollars. We're just swapping it over to American made. And I love it. And I think you would too. And that's what I did. Are you guys shopping at Melaleuca yet? Just curious. I'm not selling anything. I'm just trying to help families get their eyes on something that I think may be a great option for them. And 263 people told me no. I should have quit. I should have quit. But somewhere in all of that, 37 people told me yes. And we were able to enroll 37 people our very first month. And I didn't really understand at that time what I was doing and the momentum that we were building. I knew that Lynn and Tracy were over there rooting us on like crazy people, but I'm like, I mean, everybody comes in here, they just talk to everybody, right? And so kept doing the same thing. And then, in our compensation plan, we can enroll the world and you can make a really great check. But if you really want to go to the next level, it's all about helping others reach their goals, their financial goals. And so I had to start shifting the conversation because in 37 enrollments, not one person cared about doing this as taking part in the referral program. And I found that so odd because I thought it was such an amazing concept. And so I kept going the next month, kept having conversations, followed back up with some of those 263. The second month enrolled 18 more. And I'll tell you this, so I had a total of 55, and 6 of those, I started tweaking my verbiage a little bit and saying, hey, I just want you to know you get a referral link with your account, and I would love to show you how to use it and just how to share what we found with other families because it may be a better option for them. And 6 of those 55 said, sure, I'd love to do that. And 6 of those in my second month went director and above. And it was incredible. And I'm going to tell y'all this, what I'm telling y'all is my story. It's nobody, we all have our own journey here, but I hope what I'm telling you right now will inspire you that there is a guy or a gal sitting on a couch somewhere, feeling like their purpose has been stifled, feeling like they don't have direction. They're wondering, is this what else could I possibly do out there? Those people are sitting out there and they may need to hear a story like this. So my second month, we had six people to go director and above. And our check was $17,000 our second month.
Okay. I'm going to post the whole video for you to watch. I wanted you to hear some information, one of which is he got 263 no's. But the other thing that he said that was super important is the fact that they said, don't make any calls until we've had a chance to talk and have a chance to work through it. And he said, no, I'm just going to do my own thing. And he got 263 no's, which meant he had a 12% success rate. You know how much I love success rates, right? So this is where I am saying we're going to do a 300 club. Now you know what this means. I want you to type in the chat box, I'm in, if you want to be a part of the 300 club. What does that mean? That means we're going to do 300 dials. Okay? 300 dials in the month of October. Now, if we look at what he did, he had 300 dials. That means 263 no's. That means he had a 12% success rate. And he said, Lynn and Tracy said to call him daily so we could tweak every conversation so that I'd have a high success rate, but I just wanted to do my own thing. And because he did not follow what they said, imagine if he would have let them tweak his conversation. Because honestly, you guys, if this is every 100 people, 12 said yes. That's a 12% success rate, you guys. Now, he made it work because he was resilient on this, but the point of the story is he had a lot of rejection. It didn't kill him. So the reason why we have daily check-ins, you guys, is to help you tweak those conversations. That's one of the reasons why we do that, or why you need to be having a daily conversations with someone. And I get the feeling that there are some people on here that do not understand why we check in and why we have those conversations. And I say this over and over and over again. It's so that we can, as a team, hear the questions and hear the answers and support each other so that when you're off by yourself and someone asks you, you know the answer. And I have people that don't make this our morning call consistently, and then they call me personally and ask me the stuff that we cover all the time. And part of me goes, if you just be on the calls, you'd know this stuff, right? But this is why it's important to know your numbers and know the numbers of the people that you're working with as to what is a good success rate. So when we're keeping track of our numbers, these are the things that we are keeping track of. If you're on the quest, they're asking you to keep track of these numbers, which are your dials. They're asking you to keep track of your new customers, but your approaches and your appointments. Keeping track of who you call, keeping track of the relationships that you're wanting to be goes on the engagement list, and we don't track that, right? We keep track of who they are and what the information is, and then we reach out to them. But to keep track of this, if you want to know, do you need help? This is what you do. You tally your dials. So let's say that today I dialed 15 times. Out of those 15 dials, I got to talk to 5 people. And I approached them. Approaching is I'm calling Marlia to set an appointment to learn more information. That's an approach. I'm not calling Marlia to say, hey, how are you? And just check in with her. That's an engagement. Know the difference. If Marlia says yes to an appointment, I put a tally mark under my appointments. And I do this every day. I've been doing this for years to keep track of how successful I am. Because if I stop being successful, then I got an issue. Because if you do it like this, then that means 3 appointments divided by 5 approaches. That means that's a 60% success rate. That's good. The goal is to be 50% or better. So one of the things that your honey-do list is track your numbers. You need to know how successful you are. You need to know your dials. Are you doing enough? Right? If you haven't reached your goal for this month, there's one of 2 things happening. You're not doing enough dials because this is kind of average. You have to dial a lot to talk to people. It's a very rare day that you dial 15 times and then make 15 approaches. That's a really rare day, right? This is pretty average. It takes 15 dials to talk to 5, 7 people. So on your list of stuff that I want you to do, I want you to track your dials. Track your approaches and track your appointments to see how well you're doing and if you're doing enough. Because if you're not reaching your goal this month, something has got to change, right? Now, the other thing that could be happening is that you're dialing enough, but your approaches aren't being effective. That's when you need help. That's when you need to have a daily conversation with your enroller or your accountability partner and work through what you're saying. The tweaking makes all the difference in the world, especially if you said I was going to enroll 4 people this month and you haven't. You need some help. So the 300 Cub is 300 dials for the month of October. That's about 15 calls per day if you're working 5 days a week. It's technically a little bit like around 13, 14, but I said 15 because you might take off like Halloween or another day, get off early or don't feel good, right? So if you're in, text and I'm in, and we're gonna form a little club. So with this goal
Candy?
tomorrow, yep.
So can you go back to your logging, go back to your dashes and dots, one more back. So on that, keeping track of your approaches, I sent out 27 text to leads with the purpose of setting an appointment. Would you log those the same way as
Yes.
approaches?
So guys, dials means phone calls, text, Facebook messages, personal conversations. Dials means conversations, texts, picking up the phone, Facebook messages. It's all under the of dials. But remember, you are calling. You texted 27 people for the point of making an approach. Now for leads, Deborah, the numbers are a lot more dismal. You're not going to get as much of a response because they don't know you.
Right.
But
Right.
here's how I do leads for those of you you're doing there. It's a dial. It's only an approach if they respond. If you sent out a text, right? It's an approach when they respond. So you can send out
Okay,
20 texts, but you
so I
can't.
sent out 27 texts, 5 people responded. So that's 5 approaches.
And then 5 appointments.
And I set 5 appointments. So that's 100% rate.
That's right.
Okay.
It's 100%.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so tomorrow, you guys, we're going to start over and we're going to make a list of 300 people. Now, that can be from your phone. It can be from Facebook. Hopefully, you guys have been tracking with me and have been spending time engaging with people and getting to know them. I'm starting over tomorrow. I'm doing this. I'm going to make a list of 300 people. The goal is 15 dials per day, 5 days a week. Track your numbers and know what is your success rate. This is a business. Quit being afraid of these numbers. This is not like Weight Watchers where you have to get on the scale once a week, right? This is tracking your numbers. This is knowing if you were effective or not. And you don't know if you're effective if you're not tracking. If you're not being successful, at least a 50% success rate, then call your accountability partner and find out. Let's do some role playing. Okay, we're going to talk about turning a no into an opportunity, mastering objections in your Melaleuca business. I know a lot of people are afraid to pick up their phone because they're afraid of objections. Objections aren't rejection. They're curiosity. It's fear or misunderstanding. All right, so I'm going to come back to this. This is 15 minutes, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. I'm going to come back to this at the end. This is let me just come back to this, okay? This is about Jay Jiang and in the book Rejection Proof. Okay, so what are objections? Objections are questions. It's curiosity, it's uncertainty, it's fear. When someone raises an objection, it usually means they're interested, but they're unsure. So think of an objection as the bridge to clarity, not the end of a conversation. And I think a lot of people are afraid and they go, oh no, somebody said no, somebody said that they can't afford it, somebody said, and they just stop the conversation, not realizing it means they don't understand. They need clarity. So lessons from the book Rejection Proof. If you have not read this book yet, write it down. You need to read this book because this is what you learn. Rejection is never about you. It's never about you. It's about something else. And most of it's lacking of understanding, or they miss that point. They miss the whole, I didn't understand, the backup order. Every no is a practice. It's a practice on how to handle it the next time. If you just look at that as, oh, I got to know, baby, I need to practice that. Erica wrote to me today and she says, I got a really weird objection and it was about the backup order. And so I sent her my answer. And my answer is when people say the backup order, I don't want to have to do an auto ship of that backup order, just doesn't seem right. I go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you missed how that worked. Let me clarify for you. And then I talk about right now I have $97 in my shopping account from Loyalty Shopping Dollars because I use another part of Melaleuca which hasn't been explained to you yet called the marketplace. $97 to spend on my next order. $97 to apply to my order. I'm getting $97 of free products from Melaleuca next month. So if I don't have a backup order, and if I forget to shop, then Melaleuca would go, oh, Sandy forgot to shop. Obviously, she doesn't want to shop. Let's go ahead and close down her account. And I lose almost $100 because I'm not applying my backup order. And there are some things I order every single month. And this protects my account and protects all the things I have going on. So I'm sorry you missed that part. But Melaleuca is not an auto ship. You can pause at any time. So why don't we go ahead and go through that again, right? When you ask boldly, you need to really accept that there's going to be objections, right? The more you face no, the stronger that you get because you realize we don't really have that many types of no's here. Jai Jang in this book, Rejection Proof, put himself in the path of rejection for 100 days. And that means he came up with 100 different ways for people to reject him and discovered that rejection wasn't personal. There was always some reason behind it, never having to do with him. Same thing for objections. They're part of the process. It's not a verdict on you. Has nothing to do with you. It's just another way of asking for more information. So here's some common objections with Meluka, right? I don't have the money. We all know they're shopping somewhere, right? I don't have the time. Is this an MLM? I need to think about it. I'm not good at sales. Handling objection is about empathy, not arguing. All right? There's a formula I'm going to show you that helps you stay calm, show respect, and guide through clarity. And here it is. You listen, you acknowledge, validate, right? Ask questions, respond with a story or fact, and invite to the next step. So notice how we acknowledge first and then we reframe with a benefit. No debating, just showing another perspective. So first of all, you acknowledge it, you validate it. It makes sense that you'd be, afraid that this is an MLM. Then you ask questions. So the objections I have to ask my husband. So you have to talk to your husband about shopping. Why don't you help me unpack that? What does that actually mean? Don't just take it for face value. I have found so much really interesting, fun information when people have said this to me. I've talked to my husband. I felt that way too. And then I found, this is called a felt found. I need to ask my husband, I felt that way too because it was a new membership thing. But then what I found was I just was changing my shopping and my husband does not care where I buy my toothpaste. Just like I don't care where he buys, his oil for his car. We have delegations. He doesn't call me and ask me, honey, where should I buy my oil this month? Nobody does that. So let's go ahead and set up your account so I can show you how 35 points is not that many products or whatever that relating it to. Okay, you guys have to write this down. These are the things we're actually going to do. We're going to do a little activity at the end. So you need to have these down. Listen and acknowledge. Ask questions. Respond with a story or fact and invite to the next step. I want you to write those down. Okay, so for example, the money one, it's too expensive. Oh my gosh, Deborah, I hear you. Most people want to save money. And at the beginning, I felt the same way until I noticed the graphic when I checked out and said that I saved $165 on my order. In fact, Deborah, I've been shopping here for 15 years and I save an average of about $150. That's about $27,000 I've saved just by switching stores. So can I show you how our membership often saves you more money than what you're spending and with safer products? Okay, Doris says I don't have the time. Oh man, Doris, I get it. Everybody's busy. I'm busy too. That's not going to take very long. So what if I showed you how this could actually save you time by replacing all those store trips and just saving it with direct-to-door shopping? That would help you, right? So can we set up a time to walk you through that? So behind every objection, you guys, is a deeper need. I really want you to write this down and take a picture. When people talk about money, they're actually worried about security. They're actually worried about security. When people are talking about time, they're actually talking about freedom. Oh, I don't have the time. And also, this is a fear one. I know that I've gotten on an overview with somebody. It was like with Monique. Man, it was long. She just sucked up so much of my time. And then she went another appointment. And she went another appointment. It's like, I don't spend this time with my sister-in-law. What are you doing? MLM worries or trust. I mean, people have been hurt by them. People have been hurt by MLMs. I think there's a small percentage of people that just think MLMs are bad. They've never had any reason to have a bad trust for them. They just hear that they're bad. There's a lot of MLMs that as a consumer, I think they're great products. Tupperware was an MLM for years. Love Tupperware, right? Who doesn't love Tupperware? Pampered Chef, great company. Horrible way to do business, but man, I love their pans. They need to think about it means they don't have clarity. They don't understand what is going on. Got to understand that if nobody's going to go home and say, please don't bother me, my sister. I need to think about Mele Luca for the next hour. Nobody's going to do that. They just don't understand. If somebody in the business goes, well, I'm not good at sales, this is a confidence thing. Now, we all know that we're not selling product, but it's the same kind of feeling like you're talking to someone. We know that we're educating, we're helping to guide someone or offering them opportunity. But this is a confidence statement. So, practice rejection. This is from rejection proof, right? Seek no, be bold, seek no's, and learn how to handle them. You can't practice this unless you get it. And nobody loses an eye or loses a kidney by getting a no, just in case you're wondering. Nobody dies. Track your responses. This is from rejection proof. He says you have to track how well you're getting this. Desensitized to rejection. If you finally realize as a teacher, if somebody doesn't get it, if somebody's rejecting it, they're not getting it. You just have to loop around as a teacher and try it again from a different angle. And the only way that you build confidence in this is by doing it again and again and again. Okay? So we're going to play a game. We're going to play a game. And we're going to break up into groups of 3. There are 3 people in this group. One is a customer with an objection. One's a builder with the responses. And the third person is going to see how it is. And you guys are going to alternate them. So you guys got to keep your responses. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to kind of do this. So you should go through a couple of rounds, right? People
Let's go back to your picture where you said, listen and acknowledge that I didn't get my picture taken in time. Or somebody can just tell me what they were.
Right here.
No, before this.
This is it.
Oh, listen, acknowledge, ask questions right there. Thank you.
Okay. Now, the reason for this, and I see people dropping off because they don't want to play the game. That's okay. I know who you are. The point about this, you guys, is come up with an objection, right? What are some of the objections? I don't have money, time, MLM, think about it. Oh, good. Okay, just think of one of them. Think about what you're going to say. Think about what you're going to say, right? And we're going to break up into little groups. And quit dropping off. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 20 of us. Okay. We're going to break up into little groups. Okay. Linda, I see you. You're going to do this. You're going to have an objection. Somebody's going to be the Meluka rep, and the last person's going to just watch. Okay. Make your answers short and sweet. Don't give a diatribe on this. Okay. So we're going to break off into little breakout rooms. If you've never done a breakout room, then, and I see Mr. Samsung guy with the hat and glasses and the beard. Hello, I don't know your name, but hello, glad you're here. And you're like, dear sweet Jesus, this woman makes us do things. This is scary. I'm never coming back. It's okay.
My name is Julio.
Julio, hi. I'm going to rename you.
Hi, how are you?
How do you spell Julio? J-U?
Julio.
Julio. I love that name. Okay. All right, somebody immediately take charge. Immediately say, I'll be the customer. I'll be the Meluka. I'll be like, take charge. Don't sit around and ho-hum. You guys, I know you. So don't ho-hum. Okay? How many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4. We have 20 of us, right? Okay, that means one group's going to be a little bit weird. That's okay. Oops. Okay.
So just do 6 groups of 3 and 1 group of 2, and then you take one person. Everybody's like, Sandy, don't give me Sandy. Don't give me Sandy.
I'll take Sandy.
I'll
take Sandy.
I take Sandy any day because we do it all the time.
All right, there we go. Here we go. Actually, one group's going to have 4 people. Deborah, Dorzell, and Amanda, you guys have 4 people. Make it work. Here we go. Go join your room. Wendy, go join your room. Shannon, go join your room.
I didn't get a pop-up, Sandy, for some reason.
Mandy, it's there. It says that you're there. You're in room 1. Look around on your phone.
I see it.
Wendy, you need to join. You're in room 2. Wendy, did you see? Join your room.
A monthly subscription. What? Look who we get.
Well, that's because you're supposed to have somebody else and they're not here. So I'm going to be the observer. Go ahead.
So Candace's computer died. That's why. Candace Bowers. Anyway,
Okay.
she texted me. She didn't run away. Okay. All right.
No, you
let
guys are
me-
supposed to have Wendy. Wendy's supposed to be here. Okay, let's do it. Who's the customer?
Whatever.
Okay. Gayleen, give your objection.
Okay, we just really don't do this monthly subscription thing.
Oh. I don't know, Sandy. You're gonna have to help me. Okay.
Empathize with our validator.
No, that I could do. That part I'm good at, but I don't really. Okay. It's Gayleen, right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Gayleen.
Okay. She's pulling up. Okay. Oh, Gayleen, you know what? I hear you. I understand. I kind of felt that way at the beginning as well. But let me ask you a couple questions. So you don't do any subscriptions? Are you a member of Costco or
Ask
do you
your
have
question
Amazon?
and stop talking. Ask your question. And
Oh,
stop talking.
sorry. Are you? Well, I was going to give her a couple of. Okay. Do you have any other subscriptions?
Well, I do Costco, but we get money back on Costco.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, we get a lot of money back with Melaleuca, and we save money, and there's lots of coupons and lots of perks. I really felt the same way when I began, but I had other subscriptions, and I was really anxious to try the products. And it's not really very different from shopping at other stores. It's just online. So maybe we can move to the next step and get you an account set up to try it.
Well, I can cancel at any time if I want to, right?
You can. You absolutely can.
Okay, then. As long as I can cancel.
Very good. Very good. The reason I stopped you is because when people have a hard time asking a question and then just stop. They ask a question and they keep talking.
Yes.
And then people
Yes.
forget. Okay. We're gonna
Yes.
switch places. Wendy, are you there? Wendy?
She was.
She's muted.
Yeah, I know. Okay, then you two switch places. And switch places. So Marlia, give her an objection.
Okay. Let me think. Okay, I liked yours. Very creative. Okay. I'm thinking. I don't know. Gayleen, it sounds really interesting, but I'm just worried that I don't have enough product to shop for. I feel like I don't really buy very much on a monthly basis.
Yeah, sometimes we do question what's on our shopping list. But do you on a regular basis use
Okay,
take a shower? Oh, I'm not doing good here.
stop again. Acknowledge. What did she say?
So you think that you won't be able to shop here enough?
Yeah, I feel like I might not be able to reach that minimum that you told me about.
So I'm trying to think of a question.
So here, let me help you. So first of all, acknowledge. So what I hear you say, Marley, is you don't feel like you can do the 35 product points, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so let me ask you, how much do you think 35 product points is based on your understanding?
I'm not sure.
Right. So when I first started 35 points, I'm like, what points? I don't get that. But what I found is that 35 points could be like 4 products. In fact, if you ordered one laundry detergent, one shampoo, one lotion, and a box of our electrolyte drink, that's actually 36 product points. So I'm guessing since it's you and your husband, you probably shop for more than 4 products a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in your last bill, you probably spent how much money when you went to the store? $300, $400 maybe?
I went to Target. It was probably close to 200.
Hey, Target, so easy to spend $200. We're just asking that you spend about 70, 80, $90 of that to here instead of going to Target. It's a simple switch, right? So why don't we do this? Well, let's go ahead and set up your account, and then they actually pay me to be a shopping coach for you, and they will help you put products into your cart so that you can see how it goes. And let me tell you, Marley, if there's ever any month where you can't shop, I'll help you pause your account. But I guarantee you, you're going to be shopping somewhere. Okay? How's that sound?
Great.
All right.
Go
There you
for
go.
it.
There you go. Does that help you guys?
I really like that. I'm your personal shopping coach.
Yeah, that helps. Um, it helps having this list up. This is why you notice, like all of a sudden, what I was supposed to do. Always acknowledge. It's called validating. It makes sense that you'd be concerned about this because you're not really quite sure. But when you ask the questions, I really don't know what 35 points means. I don't get that.
Yeah.
Oh, it
That's
goes
what they
back
don't
to
know.
her objection was fear. Her objection was fear. I don't get it. She needed clarity. She needed
Yeah.
clarity, right? All right, I'm
Yeah.
going to stop our rooms. Let's leave our rooms and go back, okay?
That was fun.
For those that are watching, I hope you got to see that example. And you can see it takes a lot of practice. It takes practice.
They all laughed.
No, they're in their breakout rooms. When I click it, everybody has 60 seconds to finish up. And I don't really know what the sign says, but I know that I'm giving them 60 seconds. So then there's one.
Oh, Deborah didn't quit. Okay.
Deborah ain't no stinking quitter.
No.
We did good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did great, Deborah. Well, everybody did. So did Marlia
You did
and
good.
Mandy. Yeah.
We had a coach in our room.
You did.
We had Sandy.
Yeah.
Well, Deborah did a really good. Well, actually, everybody did. Everybody did actually.
We
I'm
had
just gonna
Sandy.
say Patty is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
All right, you guys. So how did it go? How was it?
That was too fast. Not everyone got to go in my group.
Yeah, it was too
I
fast.
know. Well, we only have a little bit of time left. I try to keep it to the hour part, but yeah, they had me. So I pulled up the objection formula, which is important to keep in front of you, right? But the homework, you guys, is I want you to call your accountability department tomorrow, and I want you guys to practice objections. Okay, write it down. What, Marlia? Why does your face look like that?
Wait, what did you say? Because my earbuds died and I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I
Sorry.
want you to I want you to call, I want you to call your accountability partner tomorrow, and I want you to practice, right? Because if you had stumbling problems with your mouth, with your thought process, if it wasn't just flowing off your tongue like singing happy birthday, you have to practice. Does everybody have an accountability partner that they can practice with? Yes?
I'm not sure who that would be.
Okay, Julio, do you want one?
Yes, please.
Okay, in the chat box, type your name and your phone number, and somebody grab him as an accountability partner. Who will be his accountability partner? Yes, it means marbles in the mouth.
Julio, send me your Facebook profile or drop your phone number in the chat and I'll text you my contact information.
There you go. There you go. Now you have an accountability partner.
Phone number.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he's typing it in the chat box now, John, and then you guys can exchange information. So
I just sent it.
There you go. So you guys, you can see
I
how
think it came to me.
What was that?
I got it.
Julio, drop it in the message to everyone. All
I
the
can
way
just-
over on the
I
left
can
of the
just send it
meeting
directly.
chat.
Francesca, he's on his phone. Francesca, just drop it in the general chat box.
Okay, just drop it in the chat, please, Francesca.
Okay, you guys, here's your challenge this week. Write down your most common objections are all about the same. If you need to write a script out, do it. But the thing that's most important about this is to validate someone's feelings, right? Validate it. And, that makes sense. If you've ever done any counseling at all, that's validating anybody. If it makes me mad when you do this, well, okay, tell me more. It makes you mad when I do this. What does that mean? Tell me more about that. Linda, getting them to commit to an appointment means that maybe they're not seeing their need. Remember this, I don't know if you're on there this morning, but one of the things that we know, and one of the things that you heard Jonathan say in his recording is that he called his mom and said, hey, you have hip problems. This whatever product would be good for your hips. I just all of a sudden forgot the word. Whatever it's called. Would be good for your hips. And then his brother, you guys use a lot of bleach. You're bringing all this toxicity into your home. If people have a difficult time committing to appointment, they don't see the value. They're not understanding. It's not you. You're asking for somebody's time. And they're basically saying why.
So how do you get them to understand without going into the basics of the overview?
Okay,
Like,
let's role play. Let's role play.
Okay.
Yes, Marley, it was from Time and Freedom, and I'm going to post that video. It was on the 15th. I'm going to post that video on our Business Builder support page, okay? Okay, Linda, you're your sister, right? What do you say to your sister?
So I talked to her about, so she has RA, and I was very specific about the vitamins and the technology behind it. And she's just like, well, send me a link. Okay, well, I can do that, but I want to set a time to follow up with you. Well, I don't know when I'll be able to watch it. And it kind of goes on like that.
Okay, so one of the things that I'm always cautious of is talking about products, right? Because now you're in a pissing contest over products. And she may be thinking, I'm already taking a vitamin. When anybody has any health issues, I say, I shop at a company that has a lot of solutions for your issue, a lot of solutions, because part of the solution is getting the stuff out of your house. A lot of solutions is getting the stuff out of your house. That's why we don't talk products, because when I talked to Deborah, part of what I knew Deborah needed to do was take the products out of her house for her asthma. So I don't say, hey, Deborah, I've got, berberine for diabetes. I talk about, I know you've got asthma, you've got allergies, you've got diabetes. There's so many solutions that we have to help you with that. But rather than go into details, let's set an appointment. I know this is going to be for you, or I wouldn't have called you. That's in the script, you guys. That is in the follow-up script. So I don't talk products because, Linda, once you do, you're really comparing what she's already doing with something else. Now,
right. Well, what she had specifically said is she wanted me to send information on products so that she could take it to her RA doctor and talk to him about it.
Right. So you're going down the path of vitamins as opposed to, let's just talk about what we need to get out of your house. You don't have to take cleaning products, personal care products. So she's not seeing the value.
How do I come back and get her?
If it's your sister?
Sister-in-law, yeah.
If it was my sister-in-law, I'd say, look, this is where you got to give me some grace. I didn't do this very well. I want to show you this. I want to walk you through the slideshow because I want to show you this is a lot of just getting this stuff out of your house that we know causes problems. There's so much more than just vitamins, and I shouldn't have gone down that line. There's a lot of things that you just need to get out of your house, and I can't explain it over the phone or I'm going to mess it up. Let me send you this video, or let's get you on Zoom, and I'm not hanging up until you give me a time. Now that's me, because it's family.
My husband's sitting here with a big smile on his face.
Yeah. Marlia?
Or maybe, just say, look, your family, give me some grace here. You could also just, take her off the hook and say, look, you can say no to me once you see it, and if it's not for you, but do you guys do that? Because I always do that. This may or may not be for you.
It's actually in the follow-up script.
Yeah, but get your eyeballs on it, like Ashley Olive says. At least do me that favor. Yeah. Do me a solid, or what? Someone said that. I thought that was so cute. I don't talk like that, but just do me a solid, which means do me the favor.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys, this is where I see, Linda, you didn't follow the process script. Because everything that I just said, and Marley, in the script, it says, you can tell me no after you've seen the video. But I would not have called you if I did not know this was really going to help you. And it talks about talking about their pain point, and it specifically says don't talk products. Pull that, follow the script up, follow the process. I swear to God, you guys, if you would just do it, you would be so much better if you just followed the script, because the script is talking about pain points, not products. Because if I called Linda Medina, who's not on here tonight, and if I started talking to her about her knee pain and I started saying, hey, I've got a supplement about her knee to help you with your knee pain, she'd come back with me and go, I'm already taking something. You're literally guessing that they're not taking something already for that, right? So you have to speak, hey, I know you've got dry skin. I know you've got allergies. I know that you are on these medicines. I have a solution that would help you with all that, but I don't want to go into this now. Okay. All right. We're at 7 o'clock. Does anybody have any comments, questions, observations about tonight?
Well, it's also the posture level, Sandy.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that goes into it, but we're talking about objections, and with that,
and what you were just saying, the posture level, I wouldn't have called you, Sandy, if I didn't believe in my heart that I can help you.
Absolutely. It is posture, and handling objections is posture.
And we love each other, Sandy. Do you and myself a favor. I'm just asking you to take a look. After you've seen the video, if you say no, I'm still going to love you. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I've got a video to share with you. Leanne, go ahead.
Okay, this is not about tonight, but I need your help, Sandy. Do you have any strategy sessions coming up because my enrollment for this month is like she's like ready to go, and your strategy session is so amazing. So I want to get her on yours if you have one.
Yeah. Wednesday at 4 p.m. my time. Wednesdays at 4 p.m. is when I'm doing strategies. I will get that out to you too. Just text me. You guys have my phone number.
Okay.
This is exactly what John was talking about with attitude. This is a video I'm going to end with, okay? It is truly about your belief system, and your belief system is all a part of this, right?
Your son threw this in a crowded room. Someone could have been seriously hurt. The truth and nothing but the truth. Did you throw this? Honey, you need to speak up.
No, I didn't throw it.
My son didn't do this. 308. That's the art room. But this happened in my son's regular classroom. That's right. It's Wednesday. So you claim my son stole this at 9 a.m. and then carried it around with him through math, lunch, PE to only throw it in the middle of the class this afternoon? I don't claim to know what he was thinking. Well, let's talk to Mr. Padilla, his art teacher. I am not starting this with you. But you did start it with me. Did you investigate the incident at all? And I will question him and anyone else with knowledge of that matter. No. There's nothing on his record. My son's a good boy, if you bothered to get to know him. Alex, what? You can't just leave it up to me like that. You have to speak up for yourself.
She wouldn't believe me.
You gotta make them believe you. You know how these things work. You have to fight for everything. And you have to stand by the truth.
She believed you.
That is because I didn't give up. I'll never give up.
We speak for the truth, people, and we don't give up. We speak for the truth.
Can you post that video?
No. No, that's too much for me to ask of me. No, I don't do stuff like that. Yes, I will. I will post a video in business. Well, I can do it here. You
I
guys
screenshotted it, Gayleen. We can find it.
I'm going to take the 1 a.m. Somebody else take 2 a.m. Somebody else take 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And we'll all send Sandy a text requesting that video all night long.
You know what? You all would do it too, and I would laugh. There you go. There it is. Good night, Stephanie. This is the foundation for being here for 15 years. Some of you guys been here longer. It's truly, I am trying to speak the truth. And I have fairness issues, and I don't think it's fair when people say no when I know better, right? But I love this because she says you always have to fight for the truth. That's the same thing as me saying if I know, you know, that Ellen has an issue, and if I talk about this issue and it's not right, I'm going to go around and talk about this issue. I'm going to stand up for the truth. And as Frank Vandersloot said when we were at partner at Fast Track, he goes, you just keep approaching them. They'll be a customer. They'll come back. You just keep after it, because if somebody cancels, it's because you didn't stay on top of them with the information. It's the same thing with people that are not yet customers. We have to stay on top of them with the information because the truth is good enough here. The truth about our products, about our services, about our business, it is great. And when people don't get it, it's going to look like an objection. Or Leanne or Linda Hibbard look like a stalling. They're not getting it. Now, the tweaking of this is to help get us out of the way and make our communication more effective. That's literally why I keep saying, talk to your accountability partner, do role playing. It is a communication technique that we're building here. It's a communication technique. What works better? Does that make sense? This is why in the mornings we tweak the word I'll try. We don't try here. We do or we don't. We don't try. We don't sign people up. We enroll them. We're tweaking conversation tweaks, all right? All right, you guys, anything else?
I had a lady I enrolled tonight, and after I enrolled her, she sent me a text about an hour later and said, I'm not going to be able to do this job because of my kids. I apologize for your time.
Our kids.
I wrote back and told her, I said, actually, it's because of your kids that you need to be doing this. You can work around their time, your schedule, your lifestyle, and have money coming in that I know you don't have coming in because your husband has left. You don't have a choice to be doing this because she hasn't worked for 8 years. She's a stay-at-home mom. And I told her, I said, the hours are great. They're flexible. The pay is great. I know people making $3,000, $5,000, and $12,000 a month. You need to get on this meeting tonight and hear for yourself people that are educated in this job. They can answer any questions you have that I haven't answered. She said, okay. She didn't show up, but that was the gist of our conversation.
And maybe she didn't show up because of this.
I did validate her. I told you that was just a portion of it.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, you didn't ask questions. What does that mean? What does that mean?
I did validate her. I did validate her. I asked questions. I said, are you being stupid or what?
Okay, everybody, I'm going to say bye and stop the recording. Everybody say bye on that. Deborah.